Right now at 6, Fravel back in court. The man accused of killing his former partner and the mother of his kids had a hearing for the case today.
And 'tis the season to be jolly. A local high school sends their choir to carol at a resale store.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown.
The man accused of killing 26-year-old Madeline Kingsbury is back in court.
29-year-old Adam Fravel appeared in Winona County Court this morning for an omnibus hearing. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall joins us with the latest. Jeremy?
Emily, it's a hearing used to tell the judge if any parties in the case have issues remaining that need to be addressed. Well, in today's hearing, no issues were raised. Fravel is the former partner and biological father of Madeline Kingsbury's children. He was arrested in June, the same day her body was found 2 months after she went missing. Since then, he has been charged with 2 counts of murder. Today, the family faced Fravel in court, and her father says they're focusing on getting justice for their daughter. Her family also says they would like the trial to be sooner, but are fine with waiting.
It's a complicated case. The state's attorneys need time.
They need to be able to give it the attention that it
They do.
needs
They
and
need to
deserves.
cross the T's, dot the I's. They've got to fine-tune their arguments.
Kingsbury father adds there's still more evidence coming and stresses taking the time to do it right is critical. Coming up tonight at 10, you'll hear more from Kingsbury's family from today's hearing. Ken and Emily?
All right, thank you, Jeremy. A trial is expected to begin next October. Fravel faces life in prison if convicted. Well, 3 community members were recognized today for their impactful charitable work throughout the Coulee region. The Bethany St. Joseph Corporation honored the recipients with the Iverson Frecking Ecumenical Recognition Award. The award has been presented 84 times throughout its 37-year institution. It's given to community members who reflect a positive commitment to charitable efforts for all people, regardless of religious denomination. One recipient expressed the value of ecumenical activities.
Working with people of different faith traditions is you begin to understand that there's really not that much separating us, that we have much more in common than we do apart or different.
The 2024 recipients of the award are Barb and Joe Cruz and Mary Goshwind.
Well, 'tis the season to be jolly. Good Steward Resale Shop had a group of carolers singing to their shoppers today.
Let every heart prepare him room.
Sound Foundation is a choir group from Luther High School. Good Steward and Luther High have been partners for 17 years. The store is run almost completely on the work of volunteers. Profits from the store support local charities as well as Luther High School. So today, Luther was spreading some joy as a thank you.
Oh, we love it, and all of our volunteers love it, and our shoppers love it. So it really is good for us, for the kids, and for the community.
Good Steward Resale Shop is open from 10 to 5, Tuesday through Saturday. Well, some comfortable conditions for this time of year, but some wetness could be in store this weekend.
Yeah, it's not really feeling Christmas-like with the weather that we have coming up here, too. It's going to be more kind of the wet fall, but we did have warm conditions today. We were up to the 50s. Both locations topped 50 degrees today, Eau Claire and La Crosse. Not record level, but definitely warm conditions as you look outside. Plenty of sky, blue sky, excuse me, not blue sky anymore, but dark sky right now. Overall temperatures, there we are, 50s, even some mid-50s up there. So once again, well above average, kind of the same theme we've been going along for this December, with almost 20 degrees above average for most locations. Overall temperatures right now, we're currently in the 40s overall for most of the area. We do have a storm system to the south that's bringing moisture up. There's also a front to the north. Those two are going to play a factor in our weather coming up to Friday night, tomorrow night, and Saturday, resulting in the rain that we are expecting. But for right now, we're just going to see increasing clouds overnight for both locations, with temperatures still remaining quite mild in the 30s as we go through La Crosse. Same story for Eau Claire. We're looking at temperatures once again very mild for this time of year, with that south wind continuing overnight, 34 degrees. But the big story, the theme for coming up Friday night and Saturday is probably to stay dry and then watch the rain as we come through. So we'll break down when to expect that rain, how much, and whether we'll get any snow from it too a bit later in the broadcast.
Sounds like a plan. Greg, thank you. President Biden's national security advisor is in Israel for talks with the nation's prime minister and members of the Israeli war cabinet.
The meetings come amid rising tensions between the U.S. and Israel over the ongoing war in Gaza. Skylar Henry reports from Washington.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he plans to continue the war against Hamas until absolute victory, a mission that now involves close-quarter combat on the ground. The comments follow Netanyahu's meeting with White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan in Tel Aviv to discuss Israel's operations in Gaza. Two U.S. officials tell CBS News the Israelis are saying the current phase of their offensive should be completed in 2 to 3 weeks, followed by lower-intensity strikes and raids. With more than 18,000 dead in Gaza, according to the Hamas-run health ministry, and Palestinian survivors experiencing starvation, dehydration, and disease, Israel faces an international outcry over the carnage. The White House continues to downplay comments President Biden made during a fundraiser this week, saying Israel could lose international support for indiscriminate bombing attacks in Gaza.
I want them to be focused on how to save civilian lives. Not stop going after Hamas, but be more careful.
On Wednesday, President Biden had his first face-to-face meeting with the families of Americans taken hostage by Hamas, including the parents of 23-year-old Hirsch Goldberg Poland.
I want my son home. I want the other 130 hostages also to be freed. 8 Americans kidnapped on October 7th remain unaccounted for. The Biden administration says it remains focused on bringing them home. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Israel's defense minister told Sullivan that the war, quote, will last more than several months, so the next phase of targeted raids is likely to be a long one. The House of Representatives now formally investigating President Biden for impeachment.
More information about that vote and Biden's statements after this.
Sure, you're the Stockmans of Osseo. We have toys, and we have toys. Homemade treats, candy, winter apparel. Don't forget your stocking stuffers, and so much more. And even Santa buys a treat at Stockmans of Osseo.
Hoo, hoo, hoo.
Stay warm and cozy this winter with La Crosse Fireplace Company and receive a 30% federal tax credit. Unlike a traditional steel wood stove, a Hearthstone soapstone wood stove delivers consistent heat using beautiful soapstone. Purchase your Hearthstone wood stove before the end of the year and receive a 30% federal tax credit on the entire package and installation. Crosse Fireplace Company, because your place is by the fire.
The countdown to Christmas is on, and Blaine's Farm and Fleet is your one-stop shop for all things holiday. Finish your shopping for less with great gifts at great prices for everyone on your list. Like Special Buy Mega Family Blankets, just $24.99. Save $130 on this Milwaukee 5-tool combo kit. Select dog and cat toys 20% off, and over half off a Presto Pizza Pizzazz, $41.99. Rewards members save an extra $2.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
We've got you. It's a pledge to make sure you're always taken care of. A pledge that your Touchstone Energy Cooperative honors each and every day. When it comes to keeping things running smoothly or getting them back on track when they're not, we've got you. Always. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
Sure, you're the Stockmans of Osseo, and we have holiday foods, holiday spirits, Christmas decorations, we have your snow shovels, and your snow blowers.
Merry Christmas from Stockmans of Osseo.
A baseless political stunt. That's what President Biden is calling last night's vote in the GOP-led House of Representatives to begin formally investigating him for impeachment.
Republicans say they are pursuing the truth. Natalie Brand is on Capitol Hill with more on what it could mean for the 2024 presidential election.
House members leave for the holidays today, but Republicans say they'll return in the new year with new powers to investigate President Joe Biden.
The resolution is adopted.
House members voted along party lines Wednesday to formally authorize the GOP-led impeachment inquiry.
I think that sent a message loud and clear to the White House. We expect you to comply with our information requests and our subpoenas.
Republicans say the resolution gives them more subpoena power in their investigation into the Biden's foreign business dealings. The White House and Democratic lawmakers say the year-long investigation has not turned up any evidence of wrongdoing by the president.
The do-nothing Republican Congress has visited upon the American people chaos.
Hunter Biden refused to testify behind closed doors Wednesday, but gave a statement and offered to testify publicly.
Republicans do not want an open process where Americans can see their tactics.
The vote this week puts members on the record on this issue heading into a major election year when all 435 seats in the House and President Biden are on the ballot.
What we're seeing right now is the politics of vengeance.
Todd Belt is a professor of political management at the George Washington University.
I think the next thing we're going to see is documents and people being subpoenaed and maybe perhaps even some people being held in contempt. And there's going to be a lot of muddying the waters if they don't find any sort of smoking guns.
With razor-thin margins in the House, both parties believe the inquiry could benefit them politically next year. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Still ahead, illegal high-dosage THC products are being sold in Minnesota stores.
More about what to be on the lookout for when we come back.
And we're going to have to deal with some wet road conditions as we come up here, but snow-wise, I'll break down if we're going to see any snow with this, along with what our temperatures look like next week as we approach the first day of official winter. All that coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
We're celebrating 100 years of business here at Wesco and Sparta. 100 years of furniture, 100 years of appliances, 100 years of mattresses, 100 years of flooring and windows. We'd like to say thank you to our customers by giving up to 23% off everything in the store. Wesco and Sparta, where white glove delivery and setup are always free. Thank you from 1923 to 2023, and tell them Peyton sent you.
This year, let Ford make the holidays bright. Go over any type of terrain with Ford Bronco Sport.
Hey, Dad.
How's the weather?
All good.
And the Ford Explorer with available seating for 7. And with power on demand in the all-electric Ford F-150 Lightning, well, that's how Ford is making the holidays bright. Now, get 2.9% financing for 66 months plus $1,750 FlexBuy cash on select Ford SUVs, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Here we go. I knew I could do it. I just had to take the first step.
Hey, how's it going? Marcus, my boy. Welcome to my humble abode. Nice to meet you.
When Marcus came to my door, it was my chance to give someone a safe place to stay for a little while.
When you open your heart and home through foster parenting, you're helping the teen write new chapters, which can positively impact the teen for the rest of their life.
Be part of the story.
For more information about becoming a foster parent, contact Children's Wisconsin.
It's a robotic money expert.
Clever. How do I start a savings habit?
Famous cabbage.
Savings habit.
Shaving rabbits.
Tech can make life simpler, but when it comes to savings habits, nothing's as simple as BMO. A BMO savings account helps you build the habit with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward. Ingenious.
Sardine Fest.
This year's top prize goes to BMO.
I'm just in it for the saving, but it's nice to be recognized.
BMO.
Need last-minute gifts? Don't miss the Hy-Vee one-day gift card sale, Friday, December 15th. Get a free $10 Hy-Vee gift card for every $100 you spend on select gift cards. Gift cards make the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Get a free $10 Hy-Vee gift card for every $100 you spend on select gift cards. One day only, Friday, December 15th, during the Hy-Vee one-day gift card sale.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
New tonight, a warning for consumers about illegal high-dose THC products. Minnesota health officials say they've seen products that are hundreds of times above the legal limit.
Jason Rantala shows us what you need to know to stay.
How's it going, sir?
At Hemp House THC Dispensary in the Wedge neighborhood.
You know what you're looking for?
You'll find plenty of the latest drinks and edibles featuring THC.
We get a lot of customers that are curious about THCs.
While products on these shelves get the green light, that's not the case everywhere. The Minnesota Department of Health says they're finding some products with THC levels way over the legal limit.
We're finding a variety of products in the marketplace. Many of these are not legal and some very not safe.
In Minnesota, beverages and edibles are allowed to have 5 milligrams of THC per serving. The health department says they found close to 40% of THC shops were selling illegal high-dose products or those that appeal to children. Of the department's 170 inspections, only 25% of shops were found to be fully compliant with the law, but that could be for a variety of reasons.
Some of the other non-compliance could mean they're not registered, their products weren't placed behind the counter or in a locked case, that sort of thing.
Cody Dornbush with Hemp House says Minnesota brands tend to know the constraints of the law. If anything, it's brands from outside Minnesota that may be in violation.
We hear from out-of-state brands still that kind of might not be totally aware of what's happening in Minnesota and kind of have the laws mixed up in their own brands.
The state says side effects of the illegal dose products include unresponsiveness, extreme anxiety or panic attacks, and psychotic episodes. When in doubt, Dornbush says start with low-dose products like 2 milligrams.
Be an informed consumer and know what you're buying, and we just want to have a safe and legal marketplace.
In Minneapolis, Jason Rantala, WCCO News.
And if you come across products with unsafe THC levels, you should make sure to file a complaint with the State Department of Health.
Well, it was a lovely December day today. Did you have a chance to get outside?
I did not. I did the home gym workout in the basement.
Same. In my
Very
living room,
nice.
the bar ballet workout, and
Okay.
But it was lovely outside my window.
It was really nice.
And apparently it's not going to last too much longer, at least for these next couple of days. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Greg Barnhart with our weather forecast.
Now, we're going to have rain that's going to be moving in, but the good news is we're not going to deal with any snow for any travel type issues, but really the system we're watching is one to the south, and then there's a front that's really slowly pushing eastward across it. So those two will combine this to give us some rain going into Friday night into Saturday. Overall, you start the morning off, we're still going to see maybe a few showers up far north of Ladysmith. Otherwise, most of the area will remain dry with clouds increasing. We'll have warm, actually, overnight lows, low 30s to mid 30s. Most of the day will stay dry for areas really south of La Crosse. Up to the north of Ladysmith, they'll start seeing more of that light rain begin to develop a band that'll begin to sink towards probably Eau Claire towards the afternoon hour, maybe even some moderate rain as you go further north. Areas to the south probably won't see much in the way of afternoon rain, maybe a spotty shower or two, just cloud cover and still mild conditions. And eventually over time it'll begin to sag south, but for areas all the way down to Prairie Sheen and Boscobel, it might not be till like Friday closer to midnight that you'll see some of the rain start to come into the area. Most of it will concentrate to the north and west. Snow-wise, shouldn't be a problem. Even some mix well north of Ladysmith. I don't see any changeovers going over. As we go through tomorrow, once again Saturday morning, we'll start to see it begin to expand more towards the morning. There's your snow rain line beginning to push a little bit further south, but that's about far south it's going to get. Overall, it's just going to be a wet start to your Saturday. We'll start seeing some breaks to the south, but then eventually this whole band, the southern system, will begin to impact more of the areas to the south. So once again, further south of the area you go, probably better shot more Saturday morning, and then areas to the north as you get towards Saturday afternoon, we'll start seeing it begin to wrap up, and then conditions will improve. How much? Really, it's kind of basically between two. This is kind of the low end where we could see maybe a 10th to 1500s around La Crosse, much more as you go further north and west, but there are indications that it could be a little bit more intense, and I think this is more probably reflective of what we're going to see, more about 2/10 to 3 around La Crosse, and as you go towards Ladysmith, some of those areas could approach 3/4, maybe even more, depending on how it sets up. And once again, this is all rain, not seeing any much of the snow. As you go further south, it's going to tail off quite a bit. There'll be more Saturday to Saturday afternoon as you go towards southern Wisconsin, but still, overall, it's going to be a wet. As snow-wise, probability very low. It's really going to remain probably north of Ladysmith. You might see some snow mix in as you get closer to Highway 8, but overall I don't expect to see much. So you kind of break it down. If you're north of I-94, 90, that interchange, probably more rain will be Friday night. As you're south of that area, it's going to be closer to Saturday morning. It's going to be more the better shot to see a light rain continuing. And as I mentioned, the snow rain line probably near US Highway 8. It'll kind of fluctuate a little bit, but I don't see it going much further south than that. But even with that in mind, most of the roads should remain wet, and then everything wraps up. And then Sunday, it should be fairly dry, just cloud cover remaining, but temperatures overall should be fine. Next weekend, of course, we're getting close to Christmas. We are watching the system that's coming up right now. This is quite a bit a ways out, and it's been kind of fluctuating back and forth. But something we'll keep in mind as we get closer to the Christmas holiday, because everyone will be, of course, traveling during that time. But overall temperatures as you wake up, around freezing, so still a mild start to your Friday. No rain, that'll be more in the afternoon. Once again, better shot go further north. Some of the areas further south will probably stay rain-free until the evening. Could approach 50 in some of the areas. And then as we go on for the 8-day forecast, we're going to see temperatures cool off slightly to start the week, but 34 is actually where we kind of should be. And then we'll climb back up to near 40. And of course, the first day winter solstice comes, it is on the 21st, and it won't feel quite like winter.
No, it doesn't look like it at all.
No, not at all.
All right, Greg, thanks very much. Coming up next in sports, the Badgers are 2 wins away from a national volleyball championship. Plus, one of the area's best volleyball players is going to be staying in the Coulee region when she eventually heads to the next level. Rob is next.
Attention seniors, be safe with your affordable tub-to-shower conversion or enjoy an all-new bathroom. Contact the Board Store Home Improvements today for a prompt free estimate. High quality at lower prices.
This year, let Ford make the holidays bright. Go over any type of terrain with Ford Bronco Sport.
Hey, Dad.
How's the weather?
All good.
And the Ford Explorer with available seating for 7. And with power on demand in the all-electric Ford F-150 Lightning, well, that's how Ford is making the holidays bright. Now, get 2.9% financing for 66 months plus $1,750 FlexBuy cash on select Ford SUVs, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
I did know that back pain, foot pain come along with the job of waiting tables.
This is Tony.
Things that I've tried have failed.
And this is Tony's Good Feet story.
Before my arch supports, I felt defeated, but since getting the arch supports from the Good Feet store, I have had no pain, which still is kind of crazy to me. I'm more positive. It's like opening up a whole new life, like sunshine coming out. I would recommend it to anyone. You've tried everything that's not working, give it a try.
See how we can help you too at the Good Feet store.
My doctor says I need an MRI. But where do I go? They're so expensive.
Sensible MRI costs a few hundred, not thousands. You could fill your fridge for a year with what you save. We can get you in the next day. Think of what you could do with the time you'd save. What do you have to lose? At Sensible MRI, you choose the time, you save the money. And you rest easy having your doctor refer you to Sensible MRI.
Salmon, good choice. I may need to send you grocery shopping more often.
I also picked up a vacuum cleaner at the same store.
You bought one of the most important household appliances at a place that sells bananas?
The worker said it really sucks.
That's nuts.
It does suck, but not the good kind.
Let's go to a place that specializes in vacuums from people that know vacuums, like A1 Vacuum in La Crosse. And leave the box stores too. You know.
Our business is picking up.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
The West Salem volleyball team had another phenomenal season this year, thanks in large part to the play of McKenna Ely, the outside hitter, a big reason why the Panthers finished with the perfect conference record this season, and the junior plans on staying in the Coulee region when she heads to the next level. It won't be until 2025, though. Ely still has 1 season left at West Salem, but when her high school career is all said and done, Ely plans on pursuing her next chapter at Viterbo University. The junior signing her letter of intent this afternoon, committing to the V-Hawks volleyball team. Viterbo also coming off another special season. Ely fits right in. The V-Hawks traditionally bringing in local talent. We're looking forward to watching yet another area stand out at the collegiate level. And we got a big one on the volleyball court tonight. It's do or die for the Badgers. Wisconsin will look to punch its ticket to the NCAA championship game on Sunday. Badgers needing a win first, though, against Texas tonight in the national semifinals. This is the Badgers' 6th trip to the Final Four in school history. Wisconsin won it all back in 2021. We'll see if they can get past the Longhorns tonight. I'll have the highlights at 10. Despite a tough loss against the #1 team in the country over the weekend, the Wisconsin men's basketball team stayed in the top 25 this week. Badgers at the same spot, number 23 in the country in the latest AP poll. and Wisconsin will look to get back on track tonight at home. Badgers back at the Kohl Center to take on Jacksonville State. We're more than a quarter of the way through the NBA season, and the Timberwolves are still the best team in the Western Conference. Minnesota comes into tonight with a record of 17-5 on the season. The Wolves dropped their last game, though, against the Pelicans. An off night for Minnesota. They'll look to get back in the win column tonight against Dallas. Another busy night for our high school athletes. Wrestling taking center stage tonight. Blue Gold's hosting a triangular at Aquinas High. Holman hosting PDC. That one should be fun as well. On the hardwood tonight, big battle in the Cooley Conference. Defending state champion Luther hosting the red-hot Redhawks of GET. Plus, the Central girls basketball team is also home tonight. Riverhawks hosting Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln. So usually when we ask our Texas-born Houston native Emily a question about, she has a soft spot for Texas teams, but you're not a Longhorns fan.
No. So in this case, my brother went to A&M, so maroon out, horns down.
Horns down.
I will be going for the Badgers in this one, yeah.
We are all Badgers fans
right
tonight. Need a big win, though.
Yeah.
2021, can we see a repeat? Maybe
I hope so. Gosh, it was such a thrill when they did win that title. Would love to see that happen again.
Let's do it. Maybe
That's a
Bucks
great
again.
local lineup tonight, too, by the way.
I can't wait.
That is fantastic
it's
stuff.
Fun. Looking forward to it.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks, Rob.
All right, more news after this.
Stories are told on our Instagram at WKBT News 8. Or you can always find us at news8000.com.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburger's cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love.
And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day. All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
All right, tomorrow we'll have cloud cover basically increasing with a few showers for La Crosse and southward, but if you're up to the north, it's going to be a different story. Probably rain starting to move in the afternoon, and then everyone will probably see it as we go into Friday night into Saturday morning. Otherwise, we cool down for the start of the work week, 34, which is actually where we should be. And then we'll climb back up with the first day of winter, obviously on Thursday, but it won't feel like winter quite yet.
But you said there is maybe a chance of snow that day, Thursday? No? Oh, what's
That's
the
just the
snow
weather
for?
symbol for the
Oh,
winter.
okay. I'm confused. Sorry.
She's just begging for snow here in Wisconsin. We'll see you at 10, everybody.